How to achieve your life goals in 90 days. Just think about that. These ginormous life goals that you have, how can you achieve that in a matter of 90 days? It sounds insane, almost too good to be true. I first read this concept in a Tim Ferriss book, and he was talking about, imagine achieving your 10-year goals in 6 months. What would you have to do differently? Right? Just getting you thinking. Imagine that. So your life goals, if you write your life goals down and you have your life goals written down, what changes would you have to make to achieve those life goals in a matter of 90 days? I mean, you would have to make drastic changes probably in your life. And that's what it calls for. Just imagine you had a 90-day limit, okay? And you had to achieve your goals in 90 days. Write down what it is you would start doing, right? What is it that you would start doing? Just write it down. There's so many things that can come to mind. Maybe you would join like a crazy mastermind worldwide. Maybe you have to fly around the world and network with people, just crazy, crazy stuff, right? Well, however big your goals are, it kind of challenges you in a way, because I feel like a lot of us, we have this like belief in our minds that success has to take a very long time. Now, yes, so partially that's true. It usually is going to take some time. But the point of this is not to actually achieve your goals in 90 days, your life goals in 90 days, but to start thinking that way. How can you fast track things, right? Maybe you're thinking in your mind right now, watching this video, I'll start a business in the future at some point, maybe 6 years later, maybe 10 years down the line. Maybe in your mind, you're thinking 2 years down the line, and it eventually becomes 5, 10, 15 years. But if you only had 90 days to do it, you would literally start tonight. You would start tonight on working on that business idea. You would start building it today. You would be working on it all through tomorrow, maybe not even sleeping. Okay, I want to challenge your mind to believe that this is possible to achieve massive things in a short period of time. Now, with that said, you got to be a little bit careful of overwhelm. Okay? You want to do this, you want to create that business, or whatever your life goals are, you want to take charge, you want to start eating healthier, whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to start eating healthier and you just keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. Maybe you want to quit sugar and you keep putting it off and putting it off. You can achieve it so much faster than you think. Just cut it out. Literally just cut it out, okay? Whatever habits you don't like about yourself, stop. Replace them with something else. Replace them with something else. There's a book, it's called Habit. I forget who the author is. And it talks about this. You can't just stop habits. It just doesn't work that way. You can't stop habits. You can't stop things you're addicted to. You have to replace it with something else. So let's say, for example, you're addicted or your habit is to like just go on social media and just browse the internet all the time, and that's your bad habit. You can't just stop doing that and have no replacement. You have to replace it with something. So maybe you replace it with browsing business opportunities on the internet, instead of browsing shit that doesn't matter, right? Maybe you're a cigarette smoker and you're addicted to that. You have to replace it with, let's say, for example, maybe your first step is replacing it with e-cigarettes, right? But then you decide you don't want to smoke e-cigarettes anymore. So maybe you replace that with something that's slightly less harmful, but something that still gives you like some sort of feeling, right? Like eating your favorite candies like all day long. I don't know. But the point is, you have to replace it with something else. So don't ever try to quit a habit and just quit it cold turkey. There has to be something to take its place, and make sure that thing that takes its place is better than the original habit that you had, right? So upgrade your habits is what I like to call it. Upgrade those habits, okay? And as you do that, as you audit your life, as you figure out what it is you want in your life, what it is you don't want in your life, you can take action on those things so much faster than what you think. In your mind, a lot of people's minds, you're just gonna put it off and be like, I'll do it next year, or I'll do it next month, or I'll do it down the line at some point. Let's put it that way. But what I'm asking you to do is challenge yourself to pretend that you do only have 90 days to fix some of these things in your life, to reach some of your life goals. That would force you into action immediately. You would just literally start taking action right now. You would pick up that phone and make the calls you need to make. You would do everything you needed to do right this second, because you know your time is taken. And then after a week or two, maybe you decide, this goal is not really that much of a priority, right? You may decide that some of your life goals don't even matter that much to you. That's a real thing, right? You may get to a point where you're like, you know what? I don't even care about this. I don't even know why this was a life goal of mine. I don't care about this at all. Or I care about this very little bit, not enough to sacrifice my happiness or my life or to spend any more time on it. I don't care about this at all. And then you just kind of just let it go. And you make that decision, and it'll clear your mind, right? So that it's a win-win-win-win situation when you get to a point where you're like, you know what? I'm gonna stop putting things on the back burner. I'm gonna stop procrastinating on my life goals. I'm gonna stop making excuses, okay? So just some food for thought in this video here. I want you to just really focus on that and think about that, all right? And challenge yourself to get started on whatever it is that you've been putting off. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.